Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. It is 6:30. There are more air quality concerns in our region this morning. An advisory has now been issued for Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley. Smog is hovering thanks to wildfires in the region, including across the border in Washington. The elderly, infants, and people with health problems are advised to avoid strenuous activity. It's hoped the air advisory can be lifted with rain expected later this week. For more information, you can log on to bcairquality.ca. The list of places where it is not safe to swim is growing in our region. Fraser Health has issued no swimming advisories for Burnaby's Barnett Marine Park, Bedwell Bay and Belcarra, and Old Orchard Park in Port Moody. Testing has shown high levels of E. coli in the water, twice the acceptable amount, in fact. The bacteria can cause skin and eye problems and gastrointestinal issues. Analysts say some retailers may delay their back-to-school promotions because of the ongoing teacher strike. Greg Harper joins us live from downtown Vancouver with more. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Here on Robson Street this morning, we're almost right smack in the middle of August, and this is usually the time when retailers really start to push for those back-to-school sales. And for some retailers, that will still be the case, as there will be those post-secondary students, also students who go to private schools, who will be starting class in the beginning of September. But what about those 500,000 students, over 500,000 students that are a part of the public school system? The start of their school year, that is still up in the air. And because of this, there are some analysts that say other retailers may hold back, thinking parents might not be in the mindset to shop for school supplies and clothes right now, with the start of the school year uncertain.
Where they're buying localized advertising, or there's smaller retailers that are in the market, I would suspect some of them may want to hedge their bets and hold back some of their spending until the back-to-school date has been set.
Meanwhile, the teachers' union and government negotiators were at the bargaining table last Friday. No word on whether or not any progress has been made. Talks are expected to resume this week. Jody?
Certainly parents would like to know. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live from downtown Vancouver this morning. Thanks, Greg. Home in Surrey is the focus of Metro Vancouver's latest murder investigation. Police strung up a tarp, evidently shielding the victim's body outside the house on 60th Avenue near King George Boulevard. Gunshots were heard yesterday afternoon, with police arriving to find one man dead. Another man was arrested at the scene. It's believed both men lived at the home.
It was around 1:10 when I was leaving my home. I heard a bunch of screaming and yelling, and as I came around the side of the house, on the left side of the house there, I heard some popping, which sounded like weapon fire, about 2-3 shots.
There are new questions about a Chilliwack murder suspect as police continue to search for him. Aaron James David Douglas was released from prison last month in connection with a separate case. The Crown dropped an attempted murder charge against the 33-year-old, believed he wouldn't be convicted. Douglas is the prime suspect in the shooting deaths of 2 men at a Chilliwack apartment last week. A woman was also injured. A 22-year-old man has been charged with second-degree murder, assault causing bodily harm, and 2 counts of assault. He's accused of going on some sort of rampage at a White Rock home earlier this week. A 61-year-old man was killed, with 2 women injured. All 4 people lived at the house, but police have not clarified the relationships of the family members. Free from the grips of American justice, the Prince of Pot has returned to his home and native land. Mark Emery was embraced by his wife after being released into Canada at Windsor, Ontario. The Vancouver marijuana advocate served a 5-year jail sentence for selling seeds to U.S. customers. He was released after 4 years and now plans a nationwide speaking tour to have pot legalized.
We still have people, 50, 60,000 being arrested every year in Canada. And we still have black market gangs that to some degree control the trade. And we still have people paying way too much for marijuana.
Here at home, Emery's friends and supporters watched a live web stream of Emery's appearance in Windsor. They're anxious for him to resume his lead role in the campaign for legalization.
Instead of money going to Jody visiting Mark, that money goes into the movement, and he becomes more effective than he's ever been before. I'd like to see what happens to the rest of the world when Mark's out and about doing things.
A big smokeout is scheduled Sunday at Vancouver's Victory Square as a welcome back party for Emery.